In every person's life, there are moments when the familiar world collapses under the weight of unexpected revelations. Infidelity is one of the most painful wounds, striking not only the heart, but the whole life. This story tells of how betrayal changes destinies, destroys trust, and forces a re-evaluation of the meaning of love and family. Pain of Betrayal is a story about a family in a modern American suburb that, at first glance, seemed perfect, but inside hid unspoken grievances, loneliness, and despair. It is a story about how difficult it is for a person to cope with the bitterness of betrayal and about the severe consequences it can lead to if one fails to find the strength for forgiveness and understanding. Jason lived in a Chicago suburb, a man of strong character, dedicated to his family and work. Together with his wife Emily, they seemed like the perfect couple. A cozy home, 2 children, plans for the future. But beneath the surface of this ideal life, a fissure was forming. Emily felt abandoned in the marriage. Jason, constantly engrossed in projects, found less and less time for the family. Emily sought support and warmth in conversations with a colleague, which had long disappeared from her home. What began as innocent communication grew into a secret affair. One day, Jason accidentally came across messages that revealed the infidelity. His anger and pain were indescribable. The light of trust in his eyes went out, and his heart was wounded deeper than he could have imagined. Instead of conversation and understanding, Jason chose punishment. He stopped being a husband, becoming a shadow in their home. Ignoring cold looks, sharp words, all plunged Emily into a darkness of loneliness and despair. With each day, the former closeness between them turned into an abyss. Emily found herself lonely, not only in feelings, but also in the home that once seemed her fortress. Soon, the consequences of the affair became overwhelming. Her work suffered, relationships with the children deteriorated, and Emily felt she had lost everything: respect, love, and peace of mind. This story is a warning that infidelity destroys not only trust, but life itself, leaving deep wounds that are hard to heal. Jason sat in his office in a tall glass building, looking down at the bustling Chicago below. His thoughts were far from work. He thought about home, family, how everything had changed. Once the home was a place of comfort and support. Now, an icy prison of silence. Meanwhile, Emily stood by the bedroom window, looking at the night sky and feeling the emptiness engulfing her. Their marriage, which had seemed so strong, was now breaking apart. Her secret relationship, starting from simple communication with a colleague, had grown into a connection she fled to in order to forget loneliness and alienation. "I love you," she once said to Jason, trying to break through the wall of his silence, but he only remained silent, and that silence hurt more than words. One evening, returning home, Jason accidentally saw messages on her phone with another man, letters full of tenderness and hope. Inside, everything turned upside down. "How could you?" His voice trembled with pain and anger. Emily lowered her eyes, unable to find an answer. "We were always a team," he tried to explain. "But now I don't know whom I love. You or the woman in your messages." She cried, realizing she had betrayed not only her husband, but also her family. In the following days, Jason refused to speak, avoided the house, and when he did appear, his words cut and his gaze rejected. "You destroyed our world," he said coldly. and now you are alone. Emily felt the walls closing in, depriving her of air and hope. Her attempts to save the relationship shattered against the deaf concrete wall of male resentment. Stress and ruptures affected her work and relations with the children. Lena and Michael noticed changes in Mom and Dad, in their silence, in the tense atmosphere at home. One day, little Michael quietly asked her, "Mum, why does Dad talk to you like that?" This simple child's question dealt another blow to Emily's heart. She realized, if she did not change something now, they could lose each other forever. The process of restoring relationships was long and difficult. Jason attended therapy, battling his anger, and Emily learned to forgive herself and fight for her family. But the scars of betrayal remained not only in hearts, but also in the memory of everyone who became part of this story. At one family therapy session, Jason struggled to open up. "Sometimes I think love is an illusion," he said, lowering his eyes. "When trust is broken, it seems nothing can be restored." Emily looked at her husband with pain and hope. "I cried at night too," she confessed, "but I want to believe we can find our way back." The children, Lena and Michael, also experienced inner discomfort. Lena once quietly asked her mother, "Mom, why are we not like we used to be?" Emily hugged her daughter and whispered, "We are learning to be stronger together, sweetie. Everything will be okay." Emily's inner monologue was full of remorse. "I lost myself in search of attention. But what is more important? The fear of being alone or the destruction of the family? I must fix this, for them, for myself." Jason fought with anger and betrayal. Why did this happen? What did I miss? But I don't want to live in hatred. I want to understand and forgive, if I can. Gradually, through conversations and joint efforts, the family began to slowly recover. It was not simple or quick, but hope appeared. This story is about how hard it is to forgive and trust again, but how powerful the desire to save love and family can be in changing lives.